All right, welcome back, Thick of Things. You know, we're here at episode 9. Got Curtis here, Malachi, Cameron, and CJ's back again. You know, had to bring him back. He was so good on the last one. You know, had to do it again.
So we were just talking about these like exoskeletons that the military got. Just kidding.
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But like they got these like superhuman suits that would run your legs off, and like they got these magnets that are gonna keep you in your car forever. So
yeah, I don't know. These guys are freaking me out with this thing. I just want to learn.
It's just, man, the military has things that we don't. We couldn't even imagine the shit that they have. I mean, it's
it's like a magician. They're not gonna tell you the secret.
No, hell no. That's real.
Yeah. David Blaine's an alien.
Real deal.
I'm sure the government's got alien technology too from David Blaine himself. That's how we got all this stuff.
Oh shit.
I don't know, man. You got some people out there that have some brains that just beyond comprehension.
It's crazy now
because
they get into those meetings, you know, bring up like new ideas and the stuff that they can create now that we probably have no idea that they're capable of creating. Just like random ideas that they can just bring up, like let's make a missile that's invisible. I'm like, all right, we'll work on that next week.
God,
we're like that
missile.
You never see it.
You just be chilling, all of a sudden, boom, flying 50 feet back.
You just see the explosion. That's all you see.
That movie that they just did with Vin Diesel. What was that? Blood something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, have you seen it?
No, I'm not a Vin Diesel fan.
Well, I mean, I'm not a real big Vin Diesel fan either.
Fast 10 and
no, it's called Blood something.
Autograph
on this sword.
I can't remember. The only thing I had. You're not gonna get his autograph.
Yeah. I would do the exact same thing.
No, but I can't remember the name of the movie. It's Blood something, and it's about like he's a dead soldier, and they put all these nanites in his blood and basically make his blood up of nanites, where it heals him like if you get a cut or if you get
fake
fucking
ass
shot.
Wolverine.
Kind of.
I'm just shitting on Vin Diesel.
It's more
want to be Wolverine.
It's more about technology, though. This isn't mutation. This is more about technology, like giving soldiers new limbs and shit like that. You know, that are robotic. That you know they can do.
Oh, like what the hell's his name? Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know.
Basically like that.
Robot?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
I thought you talking about like real, like Will Smith's got a whole new robotic arm.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
just said it nonchalant.
It's a robot.
But it was actually pretty cool when you watched it, man, because it makes you think, you know, what really do they have going on that is close to that?
I think it's unfathomable. Like, you can't even fathom what the hell is going on out there.
For sure.
Double
for
down.
sure. Because, like,
fathomable.
Who is it? Elon Musk?
To do with my
He's dealing with nanite technology right now. He's been doing a lot of nanite technology, and that's some shit that
he brought up something on Joe Rogan's podcast. They're coming out with something to implant something in your brain.
Oh yeah.
To where you can instantly access things like Google and
the internet have built in.
In that movie with Vin Diesel, he could do that. It was all. I'm telling you, like it was just a good movie, bro. I'm not on his dick. I'm just saying.
I was naked watching it. It was great.
No, but it's crazy how like movies can like predict the future. Because what's that one, Demolition Man, where they got the self-driving cars and like that movie.
Or like
people living in underground.
V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta was based in 2020.
You were gonna say something with a V, dude.
No.
I don't think I actually seen that movie.
It was based in 2020, and there was a virus, and the government went into a mandatory lockdown and was controlling the population. That was literally what the movie was about.
For real?
Yeah.
2020
I'm dead serious.
I try to watch
check it out.
But then like
go check it out.
10 seconds in, I turn it off.
Man.
Yeah, we don't have a fact checker, so we're just going off of pure
we're going
opinion
off the dome.
today.
I guess you guys to go to school.
Yeah, school is important. Whatever. No, but Demolition Man, they had the people living underground and all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, Elon's doing that now in California, making underground tunnels to help traffic. And now eventually he's just going to be like, all right, well, let's just make a town down here too. We got this.
Well, in Vegas, they have people that live under the city.
Yeah.
Even in Houston, it's crazy. A lot of people don't know they have underground malls.
Yeah.
In Houston.
I remember you were telling me about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other day I tried to find it.
I can't see it.
Probably all shut down now thanks to COVID, but yeah, it's just like a little food court, and they got a bunch of little strip centers and shit underground.
Strip clubs underground.
Yep. Hell yeah.
That'd be loud.
Black market.
You know how scary that would be? Imagine like you get locked in there too. Like for some reason, like you just like not intentionally, but like
The power shuts off.
yeah, like you just like
You can't use the stairs to get out.
Forgot about the stairs, Cameron?
Yeah.
Well, if there's like electronic doors or something,
Muscles don't work. Yo, shit.
that shut down my theory, man.
out.
God damn.
Then drop a dome on us like the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Just go with my idea, all right?
It's probably not that far away. Like they're probably gonna have, and this is another theory. Well, it makes a lot of sense of why cities are built the way they are. You know, Houston, it has the Beltway, then it has 610. Now they're doing the Grand Parkway. Mm-hmm. So everybody's houses are built within that. You know, the further humanity or society gets outside, they create bigger highways. So
To try to access.
No, the only way you can get out is
No.
is through a highway.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Jump on a highway?
Yeah.
And that's what the way
The
it
fastest
was-
route is the highway.
It wasn't Woodrow Wilson. It was one of these fucked up presidents that made it,
One of them.
and they can just block all accesses off.
Oh,
To
yeah.
where unless you're on fucking horseback or a boat, you're done.
I mean, that's been through history. Like, we cut off transportation. Well, even like the Civil War, we cut off the transportation from the South to not get nothing.
Yeah.
We cut off transportation to Cuba,
Trains.
so they couldn't get nothing.
Yeah.
So
The
like,
trade exchange they just did to fucking China. I
Yeah.
mean, that's.
Oh yeah, and that's
we cut it. It's
a controlling thing.
Yep.
In every big city, you look at it from Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, just all these other cities. If you actually look at them on a map, the highways are designed the exact same way.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the population, you might have a few outsiders that actually, can do some shit, but the main majority is stuck.
Yeah.
You're not going nowhere.
well, like when you evacuate for a hurricane or a flood or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they
Oh,
got
yeah.
all these roads blocked off where
Can't do
you have to
shit.
go that one way.
Yeah.
They're filtering you through where they want you to go.
That's what they do anyway. They
Oh,
filter just your mind in general. It's just everybody's filtered through the same Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everybody sees the same shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to control even the shit that you put on those social media accounts. Like now you can't put whatever you want because it goes against our rules of bullying, our rules of foul language. So no,
Yeah.
you can't post that.
I got banned on Twitter for a week because I cussed out Mike Trout,
oh yeah,
I
Who the
mean,
fuck
it's-
is Mike Trout?
the most highest paid baseball player ever. Yeah, he signed a deal, and I said like, "Fuck you, Mike Trout should have signed with the Astros." And then they're like, "Can't say that," and I was banned on Twitter for like a week.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure Mike Trout did it himself. Fuck you, Mike Trout.
I thought that was the dude that was with J-Lo.
Oh, A-Rod?
A-Rod. Well,
yeah.
I guess they trumped his contract.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Oh, yeah.
like 220 million.
Yeah, he's got like a lot more.
Really?
I think it's like 365 or
he
something.
makes
like
$1
that.
a second for like the next 12 years.
Yeah, legit.
High five, Mike Trout.
For real.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever
pretty sure
you're
he
doing,
don't
keep
give.
doing it.
I'm pretty sure he don't give two fucks about what you're saying.
Yeah. And I don't know why Twitter would.
Yeah, like even
I'm pretty
care.
sure Mike
like,
Trout saw it and banned me himself.
Yeah.
Or this guy.
Oh, no, I
That
can't.
fucking guy with that great hair fucking banned his ass. He's probably going bald. That's probably what it is. I don't even know the dude, but
You
hey.
stress him out for weeks, man. He sucked that whole week. He's like, no, just ban this dude from Twitter.
Yeah.
It's probably
Picked
following
on
me.
some worthless dude from not worthless, but
Yeah, he working.
Hey,
Yeah, definitely.
You're no Mike Trout.
I guess so.
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, that's crazy. Or like the government controlling the weather. Y'all believe
Oh
that?
yeah, they have they actually made like a rain
Yeah.
machine. Like I think it was in Dubai.
Well, okay, so that's not necessarily what that was, but then they figured out that they were able to make clouds with it. It was from NASA.
Yeah.
NASA was using it in Georgia. I believe that's where it was. We don't have the fact checker again, so.
Yeah. I don't think it would come up on fact checker making
But
fake
I believe it
clouds.
was in Georgia, and they were doing it for NASA for going to space and things like that. And when they were simulating these launches or whatever it was that they were doing there, it was creating these clouds and then creating rain right after it made it. So
acid rain.
yeah, I don't know about no acid rain. Oh, my skin. No.
Oh no, but certain petrochemical plants have to pull permits for acid rain.
Oh, yeah.
For the chemicals they let off and it causes a chemical reaction in the sky, and it rains down chemicals onto people.
Yep.
That's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Lee, you just imagine just like walking, it rains on you, your skin just starts falling off.
It's just like burning. You're like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. You go to the doctor, like, yeah, you got cancer now. It's like,
God, that is probably 90% of this freaking.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. I've walked into some clouds at the plant and thought I was about to die. So, it's real shit. Like, have you ever walked into a chlorine cloud? I didn't do it on purpose. I'm just saying. It was an accident.
I didn't even know you could make chlorine clouds. I just thought chlorine was like a tablet you put in your pool.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
It's a liquid.
Yeah, we don't have pools around here, but no, like actual chlorine, it's bad shit. Just like
It's extremely
benzene
bad.
and just
It pulls
10 kinds of other chemicals.
Chlorine pulls the oxygen out of your body. It'll pull the oxygen out of your body and make
like
you suffocate.
nitrogen.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, it's bad shit.
Why are we producing these clouds? I mean,
What it is
y'all
is
to
they
sleep on comfortable mattresses.
really it's we create.
It's all about the dollar, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're creating like the rubber that you put on your shoe, the metal that they put on the mic. You know, the fibers that they use to create electrodes. I mean, it's everything.
It's actually pretty fucked up though. Once you go into and work in petrochemical industry, you understand that, dude, a lot of things that they're doing is totally fucked up, and they're totally screwing up the environment.
That'd be.
But it is what it is.
But it makes all your comfort, your amenities, your luxuries.
Yeah,
everything that they do
That'd
there
be a good
is
weapon to use against somebody. It's like, we're gonna shoot a chlorine cloud. Can't breathe.
I mean, chemical warfare.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, that's a real thing.
It's kind of illegal.
I mean, another conspiracy theory. I mean, everybody thinks that China, shot COVID over here to fucking basically like kill us off type shit.
We're gonna make one and send it back. Chlorine.
Yeah.
Chlorine acid.
I honestly think I don't think it was intentional. I think it was something that they were messing around with, because I heard on a different podcast that the CDC here in Galveston, I mean, they have, looks like a space shuttle blocking off all entries and everything, and they deal with some of the worst viruses and sicknesses and shit like that.
I can't remember
testing on it.
I can't remember what university it was, but when all this first started, I had read an article. I saw it on social media or whatever, wherever I was at, and clicked on it and was like, oh man, that sounds interesting. And it says professor and 2 students get caught with viruses or something like that. It was a real short title. And so I clicked on it and I was reading about it, and it was a professor and 2 of his students. Well, the 2 students turned out to be from China. They were soldiers from China, and they were creating viruses over here at that university, whichever one it was, and then flying them back over to China.
Yeah.
And when they found out, well, because that's chemical warfare, that's how you control
the United
population.
States,
And
100%, Bin Laden went to school here. He learned how to fly here.
Yep.
He did everything in the United. You didn't know this?
Nah, no.
What?
Yeah. They taught him all the shit that he needed.
Bro, I feel like I just took a whole.
He went to an Ivy League school. Bin Laden went to an Ivy League school.
What the heck? I thought Bin Laden was just
even more fucked up. 100% proven. 9/11.
Lincoln.
No, 9/11. After it happened, all airports were shut down. No flights anywhere. His family was the only one that flew out of the United States of America after that happened.
Yep.
Inside job.
100%. That was another conspiracy
did you
theory.
ever go and look at the ruins in New York, the pillars that were?
No, I always wanted to go over there.
Well, the pillars the only reason I know is because my ex-father-in-law took pictures of it and all that good stuff. But the pillars that held up the Twin Towers were basically cut at a 45-degree angle.
Oh yeah.
Explosions don't make 45-degree angles.
Was it like a clean cut?
When they clean
I've
45-degree angle.
Photos of them, and it was honestly, if you see a controlled demolition, 9/11 was a controlled demolition.
Look up controlled demolitions and watch how the buildings fall, and then watch 9/11.
Oh yeah, because you see the bottom part of the building stiff still, and then you see the top just collapse through.
Yeah, you start seeing, and there was firemen and police and everybody who were inside the buildings once they started to collapse.
And you know what Bin Laden's major was?
It was all explosions
Bin
going
Laden's
out the side of the buildings.
Bin Laden's major was architecture.
I wouldn't doubt it.
My mind is getting blown around.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's.
You've never watched it?
Watched
Man.
what?
Like Michael Moore.
Backstory of Bin Laden? No, I haven't.
No, Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah,
by
there's
Michael
shit
Moore.
all over.
That
all
was
over
the very first one that accused them of that it was an inside job, and then you go in to see the Pentagon. There was no evidence of any plane ever hitting the Pentagon.
Yep.
But
And you know it did.
I thought
We had.
Pentagon got hit. Well, I mean,
no,
they
that's
say it
what
got
they
hit.
say.
Yeah.
So there's
Exploded.
no video, even though that's one of the most protected places in the United States of America. There's no video showing a plane ever hitting the
Well, I
Pentagon.
thought the plane going towards the Pentagon, like.
No, that was another one.
Go to DC. That was supposed to hit the White
That was the
House.
one
Yeah.
going to DC. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That one got
So,
crashed
and
in
actually, even
Pennsylvania.
blow your mind further, the Bin Ladens own the airport right here in League City,
Yep.
and that's why it shut down. It was on 96.
League
Oh, but
City
it shut
Airport.
down now?
Yeah, they bulldozed it.
Yeah, they
closed it down.
Yeah, that's been a while back, but yeah,
That's
But I
crazy.
mean, dude, it's there.
Well, like at first
it's
I thought this
intertwined,
was-
man. If you don't believe that they have their hands dipped in everything, then you're just blind
Yeah,
to
I
the
mean-
fact of what's really going on.
I mean, at first I thought it was an inside job, but now I definitely think it's
Yeah.
an inside job because
Yeah.
I mean, just look at it and do your homework because you just you just see it. It's plain as day. The dude that owned the Twin Towers, like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months before it happened, he took out insurance policies on both of the buildings.
he
and then-
already had insurance policies. He took out additional.
Terrorist attacks insurance policies.
Yep.
And got paid double, like
Got paid
$4.5 billion.
And that's not something that we're making up, man. That's real shit that you can go and look up.
It's like
But what
public knowledge
did I
now.
tell
But
y'all
like-
on the last pod? Do your research. Go pick up a book. Don't Google it because
Yeah.
if you Google it, half the time
Google's gonna tell you what you want.
Yeah, it's going to be
But I
tailored
mean,
to somebody else's point of view.
It's pretty mind blowing,
The
man.
thing
Yeah,
is, like,
man, I mean-
My mind is so blown. I've been speechless for like the last 10 minutes. I don't think I said a word. I'm
All I
trying to
see-
process this information.
All I see was that beautiful hair going like this.
Going back and forth.
So
but like,
I would say it's blowing in the wind, but there ain't no wind in there. We're sweating.
hot. The AC guy did not do his job. But anyways, what would we benefit from
go to war.
blowing?
Oil.
Listen, man, war brings riches.
Exactly. So
all
they
economic.
can say, okay, well, they attacked us. We're going over there.
You know what it was over?
Oil.
Oil, minerals,
Yeah.
us controlling the market basically is what it was. Because when we went over there, and I know this from people that I personally know that went over there and did the contracting type stuff, we were going
Yeah.
into their refinery facilities and taking over their whole facilities, like going in there and taking apart a bunch of stuff so they couldn't put it back together, and then clearing the whole area, and then going back in there and
you gotta-
emptying it out.
You got to think bigger than that because honestly, to me, it's not about fossil fuels
And it's
or it's
probably
about
not.
oil or anything,
Control the
because
market.
if you look at history in general, you look at the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the fucking Mesopotamians, all these other people that raided other nations, it's about control.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 100% about control. With them saying, I can go to your fucking country and I'm going to take your shit. It doesn't matter what you got.
Yep.
So oil being, say first on the list,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to say.
That's what
but
they're going to say.
it's also belief from the American people. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, they did this to us. Go over there, send 100,000 fucking Marines
It's to
and
have
do all
it's to
this.
have them back them, even though they have a hidden agenda.
Okay.
Even though they have a hidden agenda and they're trying to do whatever it is they're trying to do. Like he said, it may be bigger than just oil or diamonds, money, whatever we're thinking. But it's also to have the American people on their side to where they don't have any fuss from us. Because even though, we may just be a small portion of what's really going on in the world,
Yeah.
if we all did a uprising, did a revolution, man,
be done.
they wouldn't be able to stop it. They really wouldn't,
No.
because just in Texas, there's more registered hunters in Texas
Oh, yeah.
than the whole United States.
Also, we all have tigers. Apparently, there's more like tigers in captivity in Texas alone than
Yeah.
there are in the wild. in the
Imagine
whole
just
world.
releasing all the tigers.
Tigers.
Like we could
Texas.
just pull up with like ARs and tigers.
No,
Take
take
you lost.
Are you riding a tiger? Because that would be pretty fucking awesome. We pulled up with ARs and tigers. Like, what are you riding, bro?
No gas. Be like,
Hey, there you go. Hey,
we're
I thought we were
against
using
buying oil.
horses, but tigers are a hell of a lot
Tigers are
cooler.
Oh yeah, man. There's a bigger scheme of things, and there always has been. And every war, it doesn't matter if it was the Cuban War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam. It was just every war that you look into. You got to think who's supplying these guns and all this ammunition. All right, well, you think of those people, say the Bushes.
Yeah.
They have a significant amount of power, and they own a significant amount of the companies that supply the American war movement, or not war movement, but I mean, who supplies them with guns and ammunition, Humvees, tanks, all these? It's probably like 2 or 3 companies. Go back and look who owns those companies.
Yeah.
And go look at who initiates the wars.
All the money that goes through it all circles through the same.
So, and who is paying for all that? You, because you go to work every day.
Yep.
Your taxes go directly to their pocket. They figured out a loophole.
Yep.
That's all they did. Just like the motherfuckers who make ramen noodle soups. They're like, okay, well, what does every prison in America sell the most of? Ramen. Let's get in that shit.
Geniuses.
And that's
I mean, it's just shipped in, and those, weapons, guns, and ammunition and everything is just shipped out at such a huge rate. There's no way. And then your brain is fogged with, okay, well, goddamn, they attacked our country. Let's just go over there. Let's everybody, come together and do all this to go attack another country. Bitch, it was your own fucking people.
Yep.
That did it.
And then a lot of times when we go over there, we leave everything we took over there and then sell it to that country.
And
like they by the pound, they take guns, and they're U.S. made guns from the U.S. military, and they sell it by the pound to that country.
And then we get mad when they go over there with those guns that we gave to them, and then they start off their own war. And we're like, well, now we got to go back and go fix it.
And I was saying earlier, I feel like we keep bringing, rest in peace everybody that died in 9/11, but I feel like we keep bringing it up just so the Americans can relive that hate that we have towards the Iraq people.
Oh yeah,
we can keep going back in there.
Yeah, but it's more than that, man. I mean, honestly, a lot of people, died in that incident. So that's why it's always brung up, because you don't want to forget about the things that happened in your past. If you forget your past, there is no future. I mean, that's the thing. But that's what they're trying to do, is tailor us to what past they want us to know.
Consistently hate other,
races, ethnicities. I mean,
nations.
Everything.
But I was listening the other day about how, of course, this country is built on race, racism, hate, trafficking, human trafficking. Like, if you really, think about it, and that's the way Christopher Columbus was disowned by Spain, because of the way he treated the natives whenever he came over here, because they were trying to colonize and do all this shit. Well, they found out over there he was actually imprisoned because of what he did whenever he came over here.
Oh, so he went back and got in prison?
Yeah, well, because they found out, because there was voyages back and forth. Once he's settled here, and they started raping and pillaging and doing all that other shit, people went back and told, say, the king and queen and all that shit. Well, they brought him to Spain, imprisoned him and his family for what he was doing over here. Yeah. So he was taking prisoner all the Native Americans, anybody that wasn't, of their origin. They were enslaving them.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when you're in school, you learn, Christopher Columbus came over here, discovered. They don't talk about what he did over here. They're just talking about he discovered the land.
Yeah, they don't talk about all the bad things that happened.
They treated us great, and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thanksgiving.
We got taught how to grow maize. Did you know maize was corn?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Maize. But you're not taught that he fucking bashed babies on fucking rocks on the beach. You
didn't get taught about it in 4th grade. I don't think
well, that's just another way.
Also, kids, these babies were murdered. So
that's just another way that they've tailored it. Like I was saying in the last episode, man, where all you have to do is keep saying this one thing over and over, and by the time the new generation comes in, they done forgot the actual history that happened. It's whatever they told you. You know what I mean? So that's how they tailor it. They take the books and they put in there what they want you to know. So then when you grow up, unless you have the common sense or just the ability to think independently, you don't ever think about it. Yeah,
understand it.
Honestly, that's a big thing that my dad taught us. Growing up, was think independently, have your own point of view about things. So that's why I do what I do, and I try to get facts. I try to find it, which is really hard to find, but you got to weave through the bullshit.
It really is, man. It's harder to find now because then you got to go into a library and go into the deepest, darkest corner,
darkest hole.
Yeah, to try to find out some shit. Whenever it's, man.
And it used to not be that bad. You used to be able to go and basically just whatever you want to know.
Everybody went to libraries.
Yep.
Everybody had a library card.
Yeah.
Now
I had one for years.
You have a library card?
I actually do.
That's
the wrong person. I got one at the Dickinson Library.
Dude, yeah, so do I.
There's like a short phase where I was like,
bro, that's like the littlest library in America.
You know what?
That was like 3 stories.
The one that's like 3 stories?
Oh, they got a new one?
Oh no, that's Leak City.
Oh, Leak City.
Yeah, that's Leak City, bro. That's not Dickinson.
Oh.
The Dickinson one's right there by the bank.
Police station.
Yeah, by the police station in the bank. It's tiny.
Oh, yeah.
It's tiny.
I'm at
bro.
Leak City.
Hey, I saw this guy, man. He was on a little moped, old, probably, I don't know, 60s. And he was riding up to the Dickinson Library where he pulls in, dude, and he fucking gets his bag off the back of his bike. Here's a stack of books. And he just goes in, like, puts them all back. And, like, he just, more and more books. Well, we were leaving the same time, so I'm like, where the fuck does this dude live? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, reading all this shit. You shouldn't be reading that much.
Why are you on information?
That's
What is wrong with you?
So his like his little fucking RV or whatever was parked at a like a storage facility, not like an RV park. And come to find out, James and them, the brewery was right next to it. So I seen his little moped, and he's like in a storage place. It's like probably no power, no nothing. He just sits there and reads. Dude, could you imagine that dude's brain? If you could pick it, be like.
He's probably got some
like
knowledge.
an 8-hour podcast.
I read this.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to find a moped guy.
Let's go find the moped guy.
For real, dude.
That's like saying you're gonna go find the dragon lady in Dickinson, bro. Like that's.
Oh no! Yeah.
He said, "Oh no."
I read this book and it's about like the future, and it's like there's no more books. What they do, it's called The Last Book in the Universe. What they do, they get this needle and they inject stories into your brain, so you don't have to read them no more.
Oh yeah.
And it turned like everybody's brain to like mush, and this one kid meets this old guy, and he lives in a storage unit. That's why it reminded me of it. But he lives in a storage unit, and the guy's talking about a book, and the kid's like, "What is this crazy old dude talking about? Like, what's a book?" So like they go on this adventure to go to the utopia where everything's perfect, and that's like where the last book is, and they're trying to get like a cure for his sister that's dying from cancer. It's a really good book. Like
the last book in the universe.
Yeah, it's called The Last Book in the Universe. Write it down.
The last time I read a book, not the last time I read a book, but the last time I read a very interesting book that was like factual was actually in jail, and it was called Gray's Mountain, and it was about when they were doing. It was about a lawyer, a female lawyer that went in. I can't remember exactly like what part of the U.S., but it was a factual book from like the coal mining when coal mining was real big, and I mean, which is still big, but
it's still huge.
When it was like
in Cali.
No, it wasn't in California. It was somewhere like mid or like northwestern, somewhere in there. I can't remember.
Nobody states.
Yeah, it's literally like the flyover states.
Like Oregon?
I'm about to say the same thing.
Oregon?
No, it was. I was about to say the same shit. But I can't remember where it was. But anyways, it was actually really interesting. But it was because they were going in and destroying all this land and basically killing thousands of people from like black lung and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And it was the lawyers that worked a nonprofit organization that went in and were like defending all these people against these big coal companies.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, I read that book probably in, I say about 3 days, because I nonstop. That's how much it had my attention.
Yeah.
Was because it was that interesting. I read it in like 3 days, and it was like a freaking 500-page book. Like it was extremely.
That's
long.
what happens though. Whenever you find a good book,
oh yeah,
man, you really get stuck on it, and you just can't stop reading it. You know,
for sure. But that's, I mean, I think that's anything that you piques your interest. You know, if you find something that piques your interest, you go after it pretty.
Oh, I agree, 100%, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to read more books lately.
Yeah. Have you ever read Animal Farm?
A lot of people like suggest that book. I've never read it.
I've never read it.
I was thinking you were talking about some like bullshit kitties.
No,
man. It's like it's a real.
It's actually like a really good book.
George Orwell, and it's actually about a bunch of animals that go in run the farmer off because they're all treated like shit. Well, then the pigs, because they're smarter or whatever, they say they're smarter than everybody, they start the little economy of the farm. Well, towards the end of the book, they're becoming more like human. They have to trade with other farmers to get other shit, say like rope or, you know, stuff like that. Well, they go through and they end up being human because the way they're treating all the other animals, and they start out with like 3 rules or 5 rules written on a barn, and then before you know it, there's only like 1 or 2 animals that can actually read other than the pigs. So they go in like at night and start changing the rules, like erasing, you know, words and shit, and then the, you know, other animals are like, man, okay, that seems right. So they just go along with it and live their whole lives, and you know, before they know it, the pigs are living in the house, they're drinking alcohol, they're doing all the shit that they said they would never do. And it's just a statement of society of how you get treated. You're treated like an animal, dude. If you really think about it, you have your childhood
For sure.
up into your teens, you get put to work, you go to work, and unless you think outside the box and create a business or some kind of, you know, different income to where you can actually do something different with your life, you work until you're fucking 65, 70 years old. And then what do? You sit at home and fucking wish that you would have, you know, done all this shit when you were younger. And that's how they,
right there.
Dude, you're a slave.
Yep.
And that's what that is, you know. Hey, Black Lives Matter or the movement, hey, that's all great. Hey, I'm honestly totally for it. It's about time. I've said it before. But at the same time, we're all slaves. We've all been slaves. The Irish, the Chinese, the Italians, like everybody that was brought here from a different country has been a slave.
Everybody that's here.
The Irish.
Everybody.
The Irish,
even the natives. They were turned into slaves. I mean, do your homework. You might have had the most recent, you know, blunt of it. But who do you think were the slaves before, you know?
Africans. It was a lot of different ethnicities, man, and it was anybody who was coming over here.
I think the another conspiracy theory was Africans were already here when Columbus came here.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that one.
Dude, they found artifacts from Egypt in the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
So how in the fuck did you find artifacts from a different, you know, country whenever supposedly they brought all the Africans here empty-handed?
That could be tie into like Pangea. Like at one time, all the continents were together, and then they broke off.
Well, they supposedly had documented voyages from Africa to come from Africa over to trade with the South America. So they were bringing their people here, and you know, it was just on on the ass end of it in the South. So and then everybody was like marching up, like the Aztecs. They started way at the bottom of South America. They came up. They marched for years and years to get to where their actual I can't remember the name of it, to where their actual city was. So that's what they're saying. Like Africans were on the move. Like they were trading with, you know, other countries way before the Europeans brought them over here.
I wish we could go back in time.
I was just about to fucking say that. I said, I wish we had a time machine.
Just like a drone.
See, like ancient human.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'd want to go back in time, but
I don't think
like in theory, if you could go with no consequences, like in a perfect world.
You could be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I want to go see it. I don't have to be there.
Like just see it and be like, yep, there's a bunch of motherfuckers down there.
Nah, but it's crazy because, like, I mean, we learned so much about what ancient humans were like, but we don't really know. I mean,
we don't.
It's all guesses.
Word of mouth really is how it all
it's
got
like
passed
that
down.
Ancient Aliens, man. I love watching that because it's just they talk about so many different things that could have been possible in those times. It's on Discovery Channel.
But it's just a bunch of like hypotheses. It's
like, basically, you know,
they probably had machine guns back then, you know?
Well, and they were talking about how the Egyptians had
machine guns,
electricity before everybody. Like, you know, had ways to generate electricity before everyone.
Probably how they built it.
And that's basically how they got to do all the the hieroglyphics in the dark, was because they had electricity. You know, once they built it, they didn't do it and then build it. You know what I mean? Like that's not they built it and then they went in and
they had electricity. Do you think they would have still been chipping on rocks and shit?
yeah,
Like fuck no. They were like the first people that have an actual language.
yeah.
They were one of the smartest.
Well, there was still always a want to pass on the history, though. You know, to pass on the knowledge. So of course they're still going to do what they have to basically document their outlook, basically just like everybody else. You know, but
that was where everybody went to live or went to learn. They had the first library was in Egypt.
Yep.
I would like to get my hands on one of those books.
Dude, that was fucking 20, 30,000 years ago. However long it was. I'm not a historian, so fuck off if I get it wrong.
Yeah, we got no fact check.
But that was man, what was it? Alexandria, the Library of Alexandria was the first library, and it was over there on the African continent. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to tell me that you got the smartest civilization, but yet you had a bunch of white motherfuckers go over there and steal people? No, negative.
No.
That didn't fucking happen.
no, because they were giving their people to the whoever came over there to snag them and say, hey, yeah, we want 30 of those. Their fucking king or whoever it was like, all right, you want 30? Yeah, I got you here.
But you also had the richest king that ever lived was Millie or man, dude.
Man, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
It freaked me out because
his name out.
Lil Wayne's song, Amelie, that was the name of that emperor. He was the richest of all time throughout history.
Shout out Wayne. Come on the show. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, so I mean, this dude, he is the biggest.
I see Mansa or Musa, Mickey Mouse. Mansa Musa.
Maybe that was him. Richest emperor of all time.
Shoot, on William the Conqueror's popping up. I mean, there's Augustus,
Goose.
Genghis
I told you,
Khan.
man, Google's not a good fact checker.
Yeah.
I told you.
No, I was watching a history show the other day, man. And that's what they were saying, but it doesn't. You gotta think.
I think
it
it was
doesn't
this
make
guy.
sense for somebody with that much money to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, take." You know.
I mean, it says he was the king of Timbuktu.
Well, and it doesn't even mean that they were necessarily like, oh, here, but trading was the thing back then. So they were probably coming over with something and trading for the people. You know what I mean?
Food
Like,
or
yeah,
wheat
like
or
just
spices or different.
and you find that all over the world, where, this was originated over here, but now it grows over here also. This animal was originated from over here, but now it lives over here also.
Yeah.
So
Like
I mean,
that
that's.
with animals, like freaking.
I mean, you find that everywhere, not just with animals, but with vegetation, fruits, vegetables, things like that. I mean, that's.
Did anybody here get one of those weird packages of seeds
No, I did not.
from China?
Yeah, I heard about it. My dad was talking
What?
about
We're
it.
supposed to get
Yeah.
packages of seeds.
Well,
No,
so-
like they were sending them to random people.
Yep.
You got some?
No.
Oh,
Well, people were actually
I would've
planting them.
Let's see what these do.
Yeah, people started
planting them, yeah, and it was like vegetation. It was just normal shit. But
Weird
would you
shit, but
would
yeah,
you
about
want to
4
eat it?
years is gonna start.
Some people started planting them and it killed everything in their garden.
Yep.
Like it was anything from like parsley and weird little plants, and some people planted them and it killed everything in their garden.
Yep.
Like they have no idea what it was. Like why would you plant it?
Yeah.
But the FDA was telling people like
Do not
you're
plant
receiving
it.
these,
Yeah.
do not plant them, please.
Throw
Either
away or send them in.
burn them or send them back into us because
Yep.
nobody knew where they were coming from.
Yeah, my dad was telling me
It's
about
like
that.
those anthrax packages a long
Yeah,
time
you remember
ago.
that? Oh,
What?
Oh, wait. Is that where like the mail guy, he was like putting something on your mail and everybody was like dying from it?
No.
guys said
Anthrax
anthrax?
was something that terrorists were putting. Terrorists
They were sending it to people.
sending it to just mass people.
I forget y'all are like 20 years younger than us.
Yeah,
No, but I
Anthrax,
think we're
bro,
talking about
it's-
the same thing.
maybe, but what it is they were just sending letters with the anthrax powder inside
Yeah.
the letter, and then when you opened it up and you got the anthrax on you, or you smelt it and shit, it was killing you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
that's what I just
It's-
said.
yeah. Well, it's not necessarily like they were
wasn't
sending.
the
They were
mailman.
it wasn't the mailman, bro. It was
Just
you
rubbed
know,
it
so
on
say
it.
terrorist.
Jennifer's gonna
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah,
or like send a package and when they would open it up, it would like, throw the dust out. And
Jeez,
somebody,
yeah.
you know, they'd freak out and they died.
Yeah, bro, it was a big thing. They were telling
to, like,
people
office buildings, like professional.
they were telling
offices,
people to
like, all
stop
over.
opening your mail if it didn't come from someone you knew.
Yeah,
You know, or one of your.
that was a real thing.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
real thing.
I
bro. Like,
remember hearing that. I just forgot where I heard it from.
yeah,
You
that
ever
was a
catch
real
that guy?
thing. It wasn't like an individual person. It was coming from like
Yeah.
a terrorist group, so
Uh-huh.
say. But I don't know if they ever caught somebody for it or whatever. I don't remember.
No,
Recollect
it was just
exactly
one of
what
those
happened.
things. It was a scare tactic.
Yep.
Stay within the.
Yeah, I'd be
circle.
pretty fucking terrified if I'm getting sent anthrax. Like,
Anthrax is some bad shit.
We're
I'm
getting
just
rid of the mailbox. We're good. Anybody wants anything to do with me,
Like that
they can come to my
commercial.
door.
That chick was cutting down the
Yeah.
mailbox. She's like, "It's
2 inches too high.
Yeah, 2 inches over regulation. Thanks, Karen. Like, fucking bitch.
Yeah.
The HOA, fucking HOA. I'll never live
Oh
somewhere.
man, fuck a HOA. You don't want it.
That's dumb. Why do they have a right to say how high your grass is or like?
Because
Well, you
it
move
keeps
into
the
that.
value.
You move into that subdivision. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like they're
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, after you moved in, oh here's a HOA." No,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, I guess you
it's-
know coming
in.
Yeah, you know coming in, and if you don't put your trash out on a certain day, if you don't have your
Yeah,
grass
yeah,
cut,
grass cut.
you know, if you got weeds that are growing in your garden, like it's a
Yeah,
legit
it's
thing.
ridiculous.
But like he said, what it does is it elevates the property value.
Yeah, it keeps the property value
High.
Like my neighbor had that camper in his yard forever. Yeah, no, that
Oh,
wouldn't
y'all
have.
have
wouldn't
HOA?
No,
No.
That's why I was able to park the bus
Oh
in my
yeah.
house for I don't know, a month, 2 months, however long.
Yeah,
it was.
that's HOAs suck. But like that new subdivision they built right there in Baycliff,
Edgewater.
Edgewater,
Oh yeah.
they have HOA and it's super strict. You cannot park your boat in your driveway or on the side of your road or anything like that. They have a certain area in the subdivision where you can park your boats.
That's
Oh
retarded.
yeah,
Yep.
they basically tell you how you can live
Yep.
or you can't live.
Why do you? That's
And it's
exactly
not like
why
they're cheaper
my
than other
dad.
places.
That's why my dad never wanted to move to a subdivision or even be anywhere close to one because he was like, why am I going to live somewhere where they're telling me what I can and can't do with my
Yeah,
own property?
Screw that
I'm gonna say, they
Yeah.
own the houses, don't they? Like people, are they all renting or do you own them?
No. You own your
Yeah,
house.
Buying it.
Yeah, you're
I'm
buying
doing
the
whatever the fuck
house.
I want then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the ideology.
but in an
But
HOA subdivision or area,
you have to follow.
you
their
have
rules.
to follow their rules.
You
but
have a
you go in
barbecue.
knowing that.
Yeah.
Say you have a barbecue out front, you leave some chairs out there. They have people going around the neighborhood every day,
Every day.
and they'll put a letter in your mailbox. You need to put those chairs in the
anthrax in
backyard.
it.
Well, see,
You need
and-
to you move that barbecue pit to your backyard.
Well, see, and they don't even. Sometimes they don't even put it in your mailbox. I
They'll fine you.
I lived in
They will.
Texas City.
One up on you on Walmart.
I lived in
Move
the
your
subdivision on the backside of Mall of Mainland. I can't remember the name of it. South something, I don't know. But
Southampton Drive.
whatever it was.
No.
And they actually fined my ex-wife's uncle every time we didn't have our grass cut to the right length or we didn't do
Jesus.
this, didn't do that. Dude, before it was all over, because we weren't getting them in the mail, or I obviously would have paid them. But before it was all over, like when we were moving out, they were trying to give us the notice saying, hey, y'all owe all these fines. And I was like, dude, what? I didn't get those. And they're like, no, we just got them all from the P.O. box that we had our mail forward to. And I was like, yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with me. Well, these are your fines. No, I'm sorry, bud. You should have gave them to me beforehand, you know, and it was like $2,300 worth of fines.
Jesus.
I wound up
Yeah.
paying half of it because obviously they were my fines because I lived there. But at the same time, they were the landlord. They should have made it a point to say,
Yeah,
hey,
actually give
look,
it to
yeah,
me.
y'all are, you know, violating the HOA.
Yeah, if you want my grass cut that bad, come do it yourself.
That's my thing. Hey, I don't even like cutting my own grass. I paid somebody to cut my grass.
No,
I hate it.
but we lived in Dickinson. We lived like in a little trailer park.
Yeah.
And they were trying to find us because one of our cars tags were out.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Like, how does it have to do
In
anything
a
with
subdivision,
living?
they can give you a fine for a car sitting on the side of the road or in your driveway by your house, wherever it may be, for too long. I got a ticket actually for parking my truck the wrong way of traffic. Like traffic
yeah.
on this side was going this way, and I had the truck parked this way, and it was all the way up against the curb. Not like it was bothering anybody, but cop rolled up because the HOA lady reported me, and cop rolled up and was like, "Hey man, if you don't move it, I'm gonna give you a ticket." And I was like, "I'll move it right now, bro. Like, I got you. I got you. I don't need no tickets."
For sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. But that's just another way that they try to control you. You know what I mean? It's trying to
Whatever,
confine you to the point of whatever it is that they want you to be in.
Their perfect lifestyle.
Yep. Exactly.
You're gonna live
exactly. Their cookie cutter lifestyle. You know,
That's what those like subdivisions are called, like cookie cutter subdivisions.
Cookie cutter houses.
Yeah,
that's what they call them.
houses.
Yeah, like
Yep.
you and your next door
They got
neighbor have the exact same house.
They got an old song, and maybe Curtis knows it. But I can't remember who it was by, but they used to play it on that series Weeds. You remember at the beginning of that series Weeds, where that
I remember the series. I don't.
all the little houses and all the little boxes. There's blue ones and yellow ones, pink ones and green ones. It's literally talking about. They're literally talking about how the houses are cookie cutter. You know, they're all living in the same little box, driving all the same little car.
Oh, I know.
You know, I mean,
sure.
it's what it is. But
by the end, that's what we're gonna be, all the same.
Yep.
I mean,
That's what they're trying to get it
I
as.
mean, yeah,
Honestly,
that's what it is, man.
Think of things never going down.
That's why I was
that
telling you. Well, that's why I was telling you that a while back, me and Malachi were having a conversation about something, and I can't remember exactly how the conversation started, but that's why I was telling him, do you know the difference between what we have here as of right now and a socialist society? Because that's basically what a socialist society is where everybody is the same. Everybody gets paid the same. Everybody has the same insurance.
Like in Germany.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what job you have, you're going to get paid the same.
Yep.
Everybody's the same. There's no basically room for improvement.
Nope.
But I mean, if you're born into poverty, you're going to die in poverty.
Yep.
And so are your kids. If you're born wealthy, that's how it's going to be. But I think America's curved that a little bit to where there are opportunities for you to go out and do something better with your life.
As of right now, we still have
it's an open market in a sense.
A very small portion.
Yeah.
It's a very small window. Like you can do something different and go out there.
Yeah.
But you have to, faith is the only thing you're riding on. Like you have, people every day that start businesses or
everything has to fall in line perfectly.
But that's what they're leaning more towards. That's what's happening with the government. Is they're leaning more towards a socialist society because they're trying to control us.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's.
But I mean, what
what
better way? And that's honestly why. I didn't even watch football last night or all yesterday, and it sucks because I mean that's one way that. Dude, it's a whole day. 24 hours or 18 hours of you sitting down and not doing anything.
From 12 to 8.
Yeah, you're not doing anything productive.
Nope.
You're concentrated on one thing, which is sports. Whether it be football, baseball,
it's funny that you say
basketball.
Watch our sports podcast, by the way.
It's funny.
Oh, I know. I watched it, and I was just like, man. I mean, I get it, but I just.
Well, it's crazy that you say that because I was talking to someone who was born back in the 50s or whatever, and that's what he was saying was that's why baseball and sports and things like that were created, was to pull our attention away from what was really going on, the wars and things like that at the time, and give us something to mindlessly watch. Something that pulled our attention away from what was really going on in the world and all the important issues, and give you something to argue about besides, what was really going on, basically, to curve your attention.
And that's crazy because that's the argument now. Like, people are like, get the problems, because the athletes are protesting or whatever. They're like, get the problems out of sports. I just want to mindlessly watch this game. And that's what all the people are commenting. And that's crazy because you said that, man. I said that a long time ago.
Man, that's why they did it. I mean, that's exactly what they did.
And that's the same thing they did in Rome. Way back in the day, was they had the Colosseum, and they would bring people together for the gladiators to go out there and basically kill each other.
Yep.
And that's how they controlled society in that way. It's like, you're come over here, you watch sports, and they probably gave them, I don't know, free loaves of bread. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But it's okay, once a week, you look forward to that one day a week. So all your other times, like, you're looking at different athletes and looking at their stats and all this shit just to see them perform one day a week.
Football Sunday. Everyone's prepared for it.
And then throughout the other, days of the year, you have baseball runs 162 games.
Yeah.
Too long.
Basketball runs
82.
82 games throughout a year. So and then they have golf and soccer. And see,
Hockey,
soccer is one of the
everything.
That is the biggest sport
yeah.
worldwide. So if you follow that, you can follow everything all year and not concentrate on something that you should be doing to change your life.
Yep.
And just a minute change in the way you live your life could be detrimental in 2 to 5 years. Just a small change. If you were to say start saving $20 right now a week, in 5 years, that could be enough. Say if you wanted to start a business, that might be your kickstart to be like, okay, well, all the other people will be like, oh, well, shit, I'd spend $20 on fucking beer a day.
Yeah.
But you know what it is it's fear. People fear their failure. And so fear kills more dreams than failure ever did, because most people who aren't scared to fail will go out and try 30 different times to do one thing that they're trying to get done. And eventually they succeed.
Yeah.
You know?
It takes one chance,
One time to get it right. That's all it takes. And that's like, who said it? Thomas Edison. He created the light bulb. And they said he tried 1,000 times before he actually got it right.
Yeah, he created a bunch of other bullshit.
A bunch of other stuff trying to create a light bulb. And they said, oh, okay, so you failed 1,000 times. He said, no, I just figured out 1,000 ways not to create a light bulb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just the way that you look at things, If you go and you look at it at a different perspective, instead of worrying about failing at something, and just say, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm going to try this. I'm going to fucking put my all into it, and I'm going to take whatever money I have right here that I could have been spending on beer and, whatever else habits that I have.
Go ahead and take this.
What other habits, maybe, But take that and put it into something positive, or put it in one of your dreams. Man, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, most likely you're going to succeed, because there's not a whole lot of people out there that do it.
Oh, there's not.
And there's like a quote by Bruce Lee saying that he doesn't practice 1,000 different kicks. He practices one kick 1,000 times. And I think that's like, we are too scattered brain. We're trying to do a whole bunch of things at one time. Instead of trying to perfect this one craft that we're doing. We're trying to do 1,000 different things instead of perfecting this one thing that really needs to be done. And
I think it was the Tony Dungy. Whenever he came into the league and just masterminded Indy the way he did, he would make them repeat the same play over and over and over until, it was thousands of times. But he changed the way coaching was done, and nobody understood why. It's because his mentality, he was like, well, I'm going to, every time I say this, you do this. If you're off, 1 or 2 feet to the left, and he would grill them dudes until, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
The motherfucker was one of the best,
Well, it's like anything in life, They say it's better to do 1 or 2 things very well than to do 10 different things mediocre.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else in life, If you can focus your brain power and your abilities on 1 or 2 things and do them in a great way, then most likely you're going to succeed more than someone who can do 20 different things, just okay.
So I tell this dude, try to give me the weed eat. I can just push the lawnmower, perfect it.
Yeah.
I don't need a weed eater.
I don't think that applies to this subject, sir.
My lawnmower work is excellent.
Yeah, who needs a weed eater? Lawnmower like a beast. Nah, but definitely, man, I think we're trying to do too much, and that's what's getting us in trouble.
For sure.
There's a lot of shit out there. It's hard to pick on what you want to be able to do.
I know. And that's what I don't know, man. I read and I look at, different things, and a couple of people that I've come across is like, it's not even what your passion is. It doesn't even have to be your passion. It's like, just do it and commit to it. Because in the end,
you have to be obsessed.
It'll probably come out better than like working a 9 to 5. And that's what sucks, is because once you start selling your soul for that paycheck, and
it's hard to not.
Oh yeah, even though you're making say $35-$40 an hour, and you're just going to this soul sucking fucking job that is just terrible for you, but it pays your bills.
Yep.
It's like no turning back.
Gives you all your creature comforts. What is what
pretty
it is?
much.
Yeah.
And that's the term.
I think that's the term. I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
you're stuck in that loop and
Yeah.
comfortability. You don't.
and then God forbid you buy a fucking a new truck,
man.
goddamn, like $70,000 truck. You already got a house, so you got a mortgage payment. You get a brand new truck, and you get all these things. You can't even afford to miss a day of work.
Nope.
Yeah.
So you're there.
And that's why, like, the plants sound cool for me to go into, but I really don't want to, because I hear stories from like you, like you spend so many hours at the plants that you don't got time to do anything.
I'll tell you what I learned probably about 3 years ago when me and my ex split up, and because I was researching a lot of different things on how to manage my money, how to manage my career, things like that. I was doing a lot of research on where to go from there, basically. But there was this guy, and I'm not going to name him, but he has this book, and it's called The 4 Pillars of Life: Wealth, Health, Love, and Happiness.
Was that Big Bastard?
No, it's not Tony Robinson. I know who you're talking about. His name. All right, so I'll go ahead and say his name. His name is Ty Lopez, and he grew up in a trailer park, dirt poor, and basically, worked his way up. The dude is a millionaire. He creates all these different internet companies and just all this different stuff. Extremely smart. But what piqued my interest the most, what like really grabbed me and pulled me into his whole, I'm not going to call it a scam, but just his whole outlook on things, was the fact that he said the first thing you have to do is figure out what you want to do in life for your career. And in order to figure out what you want to do for your career, the one thing that you should do is to think back when you were, let's just say, 11, 12 years old, somewhere in there, because that's when you're starting to mature, right? That's when
I can't go back and play baseball.
Okay, but that's what he said. That's what he said. So what did you want to do when you were that age? You know, somebody, I wanted to be a wrestler. I wanted to play football. I wanted to be a soccer player, baseball player, whatever it may have been. Well, you don't necessarily have to do that. But what was it about that really piqued your interest, and take that idea and pull that out and say, okay, well then what can I do now to profit from that? So when I started thinking about all that, I thought the same thing. I wanted to be, strong man because my dad was extremely strong, and, I wanted to play football and shit like that. So I was thinking, man, what is that circled around? What is all that focused on? And all that was focused on physical education, physical ability, being a natural athlete, things like that. So what do you do to make money off of that? Well, you can start, your own gym,
open a gym, do
personal training, just create your own supplements, something like that. And so then it takes your passion. It may not be your direct passion that you had at that age, but it takes something that you're still interested in and that you're passionate about and turns it into a business. And then if you just take that and work off of that and focus on that one thing, then that helps you with your happiness. Then that also helps you with your wealth. And when you're happy and you have money and you're not worried about it, then you find love easier. So then everything kind of just falls into place after that. I mean, it's just, but I
think really love. I mean, you have to love yourself.
For sure. For real. That's real shit.
And positivity.
Yeah.
That's real shit. Honestly. I mean, you can't expect someone else to love you and basically make you happy. You can't put that kind of weight on someone else because all it does is destroy them. So unless you can love yourself and bring that love to the relationship with someone else, then the relationship's bound to fail. Whatever you're doing. If you always depend on that one person to bring you up when you're down, then they're not going to be happy. I mean, they're never going to...
Kind of like leaning on a crutch.
Exactly.
Once that crutch goes out, then everybody's fine.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Shit's getting kind of mushy. Hey,
Gonna cry.
I think I shed a tear.
Got a tear in his beard? What?
Too much to handle.
We're getting too thick in that thing.
I think we went too thick.
Too thick in things.
Shit.
Well,
but I mean, it's real shit. You know what I mean? Like
no, it's real life out there, man.
For real.
And a lot of people, and that's the worst part about it, is you see people going down a dead end road, or they're spiraling downward and they can't just handle life, man. It's fucking real shit.
Yeah.
And you gotta help.
Slippery slopes.
Yeah, help people whenever you can, and you gotta just do the best you can. I think
Sure.
all of humanity in general, like everybody's doing pretty much the best they can.
Yep.
Every day when you wake up, you're not like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna just do shit.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I do that.
I mean,
Zaz feel like I'm gonna eat 4 boxes.
But
of mac
Sometimes
and
I wake
cheese.
up and I'm like, yeah, fuck today. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
yeah, but I mean, you're not in it to say harm yourself or
Oh,
harm,
yeah, no, for sure.
other people. Like if you see somebody that, old lady fell down at the gas station, you're gonna help her up.
Yeah,
put it on
9
roll
times
call.
out of 10.
Oh, bitch fell.
Yeah. You got.
We know what Cameron's doing. He's videoing it.
You
Will be
got
uploaded next week.
a certain percentage of people that are worthless, and they're out there, and you see them, and it. Hey man, we're all in it to win it, and
sure.
trying to do the best, trying to be the best version of yourself you could be every day.
And that's it right there, man. Is just trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be, period. Whether
Yeah.
it's physically, mentally, the whole nine. Trying to do whatever it is for you to make yourself the best that you can be.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
Improvement every day.
Every day.
That's it.
Every day.
Improvement.
small improvements.
Small baby steps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby steps, because eventually you're going to reach that goal. And actually, only like 5% of the world, or I'll just say of America, because we ain't got the fact checker again. But 5% of Americans, only that 5% make goals for themselves for that year. And that's a big part of it. If you made
Oh, yeah.
small
I would
goals,
think less than 5%.
yeah, it's a very small percentage. But if you made small goals and then had that ultimate goal in mind, I can almost guarantee that you would reach your goals
Oh yeah,
better
for sure.
than someone who doesn't. You know what I mean? Versus someone who's just said, I'm going to wing it.
Yeah.
Kind of like I do.
I was about to say, dang it.
I mean, I do it too, so I guess I can't
you
really.
visualize it and you see it. They tell you to write it on your mirror
Speaking
every
of
day.
existence.
Bobby
Yeah.
Boucher, you visualize.
And a lot of
Yeah.
it's like, well, and a lot of it's like cliche, and you make fun of it, and you're like, oh yeah, it's bullshit. But really, if you did that, think about how much more you would be focused on your end goal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I
that's-
know. It's my end goal used to be. It's like, I want to make this much money.
Yeah,
And then when it came into existence, there was no goal after that. It's like, well,
shit, I made it. I'm good.
yeah.
And then
Like,
you're
I
just
should've
wandering
been-
aimlessly.
Yeah, I should have been, happy, or I should have been, wealthy. I should have been this, and that, but
Yeah.
shit doesn't come.
Yep.
My
So-
goal is to travel the world, honestly. I've already started in Texas, Went everywhere. Went to Florida. Next stop's Italy.
No, I want to go. I
Shit,
still
I
haven't
definitely
been
want to go to Italy,
man.
bro. That's
I feel like
I was just
experiencing
talking to
Think
different
of
cultures.
Things podcast in Italy coming
hey
up.
man, that'd be legit.
That
right
would be
there.
nice.
I feel like experiencing all
Yeah.
the cultures is something that
Oh
Yeah,
man,
you should do.
that's what your Uncle Charles. That's why I talked to my dad about a lot of that shit, because he's been all over the world: Africa, Asia, Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean, the man has been all over the world, and he has experienced multiple cultures in their setting, not just in America, but in their setting.
When
so
you go
he's-
to their country and live their way of life
man.
and shit like that.
You know.
Man, I've
They
seen
find
him
new
go over
outlets
to
like you never
India
knew about.
and come back and have lost, 30, 40 pounds because he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He was not ready to go over there and do that, and then started eating the way they were eating, and it just, he was like, oh shit, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
But you get to learn things, self-educate.
Yeah.
people go to Chinatown in Houston and be like, oh, I experienced the Chinese ways. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No.
Yeah, you're still in Houston, bitch.
Yeah, you're still
Right.
the age time.
Hey,
Hell
I'd like
no.
to check out Tokyo. That would be pretty
Oh,
live.
for sure.
That's why whenever I was traveling, I would pack my bag full of like ramen, sardines, or Vienna sausages, or whatever
Shit
the
that
hell.
you were going to eat.
Well, at least bare minimum, I could eat that until I
survive.
found something edible. Because food in other countries, it ain't all cracked
ain't
up
Not
to
the
what.
same.
Well, and it's
Hey,
not.
you don't see Anthony Bourdain is like eating. Oh, this shit's great. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't, motherfucker. No. It's like, this shit
tasted
is
like
not
shit,
good. So yeah, R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, you're fucking badass.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Well, and that's the thing is because all the food that comes over that does come over here and that we experience in an American setting is Americanized.
Yeah.
So we like it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you go over there and eat that shit, and you're like, man, that tasted like that did not taste like that shit I ate the other
Yeah.
day.
It's not orange chicken.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, that was orange dog. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh shit. I seen the orange slices in it. I thought it was good. Damn.
Tastes like a
Motherfucker.
soulless shoe. It's garbage.
What?
Dude, what?
Soulless shoe.
Soul of a shoe. Like, you know,
Oh yeah. I seen motherfuckers making sandals out of motorcycle tires earlier. I was kind of
I've seen
impressed.
that.
It's cool.
I'm sure the same videos go over or the same feeds and the
Yeah.
same,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Michelin tires be running forever.
Yeah, dude, you cannot run the tread off of a tire. Like for real.
I need to go get some tire shoes. I'm peeling back.
Dude,
I'm back
fucking-
for 4 months. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. The best stop and go ever.
Be playing ball in them.
Yeah.
Fucking juking the shit out of people. Fucking sandals.
How are you so balanced right
Yeah.
God, the traction on those feet.
Oh damn.
now? Let's
man.
get shoes.
All right, man. You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
this
it,
one's
wrap it up.
I guess.
This is a really.
Having fun.
About to go buy me some tire shoes.
I know. I'm pretty close.
Now this was a good one. I think went all over the
Yeah.
place, but it was mainly
Yeah.
the same topic. I think it was
Definitely just hey, it is
Variations. Variations.
Go out, do what you love, travel the world, support your local businesses once again.
Absolutely. Please like,
Yeah.
comment, share. You know, let us any topics or anything you want to see on the show. Drop it down in the comment below. We'll try to get to it. You know,
Yeah.
thank you for watching.
Right on.
Peace.
Bye.